Hi everyone, this is Jacob and it's finally Friday. Today I wanted to go over the Chalet web GUI for our extreme switches. To enable this feature, you actually have to go into the CLI and type in one command. So we'll go ahead and do that on this switch. This is a 440 G2. Come down and get into the CLI. Then what you have to type is enable web HTTP. And that will allow you to now go into the web GUI of that IP address. So you have to have an IP address on the switch, and you have to be able to navigate to that IP address. So HTTP : / and then your IP address will open up the GUI. So if you haven't changed the password, it'll be admin no password, but I've changed the password here. So I'll enter in my credentials, hit sign in, and we are now into the switch. This allows you to manage the switch pretty easily straight from the GUI. So from the dashboard, you can get into things like your VLANs, see all the ports, you can check your power supplies and fan supplies. You can look at your total PoE ports and check recent events. So we'll go ahead and jump into the VLANs. You can see you can create VLANs, you can edit VLANs, you can get into deeper details of VLANs, and so on. So if we click this arrow, this shows you that you can change all sorts of information about the VLANs. If we go to configure, you can see you can run a quick setup. You can adjust the ports, the VLANs, the dynamic ACLs, accounts, video bridging, and Chalet itself. You can choose how long it remains idle. So we'll click through some of these. The quick setup is that. I mean, you can change your password here. I'm not going to mess with the quick setup because this one is already set up, but you can make those decisions straight from the Chalet. With ports, you can see what ports are enabled and their link state. You can also go to the Advanced tab. You can see even more information on those ports. And if you want to drill down into a specific port, once again, you can go to the details. And that'll allow you to look at things like all the general settings for the port. You can disable and enable right here. You can go to QoS settings as well as VLAN settings for that port. We go to VLANs, like I said, to show all the VLANs. You can go to the ACLs and you can create policy on the switch. You can go to the accounts and video bridging. So you can also check the event log straight from Chalet. You can look at port utilization, quality of service, and sessions that are going on. So a lot of good information that you can pull pretty quickly with the Chalet GUI. You can go straight to GitHub or pull documents on the switch by the Help tab. And with the Apps tab, you can actually open up a CLI terminal right here from within the GUI. Admin. And you're into the switch. And lastly, you can upload your config file and your firmware updates through the GUI. So just a good way if you only have a couple of switches to set up, to jump in and set up those switches. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great Friday.